very good at public relations.
Okay.
I'm very good. Jay.
Hey,
How you doing? This is one of my.
Come on.
Jay, you have no wedding too. Matter of fact, Jay.
Yes.
Oh, hello. How you doing?
I'm so sorry.
Good father.
Let me shake my. How you doing?
Where you can see.
Oh,
Wonderful. 16 years so
yeah,
far.
congratulations.
You're instructing that?
No, I'm just guest speaking today.
Good.
Yeah, I know.
Well, maybe I should sit in.
Hey,
Come on.
It's always a pleasure to have you listen here, man. It's always.
You definitely can. Come on.
Then sure.
So, yeah, this is, it's family, you know, so, make a long story short, we started this marketing company, and I'm very good at public relations, strategic partnerships, connecting dots, things of that nature, and it was a lot harder running a business than I imagined. And so what I had to find myself doing was getting full-time, part-time jobs. A lot of them were like janitorial work, things of that nature. Because I didn't want to put so much into a career because I know that's a very demanding job or a demanding role, and I wanted to focus on my business. So I said, I'll just pay bills while I'm building. And a lot of the building had to do with business development and networking. That's how I built and developed my brand. Your name is Rachel? Alan Hilton, nice to meet you. Your name is, sir? Brian, nice to meet you, sir. Rachel or Brian, would one of you be so kind as to read, if you can read this chicken scratch, this area here?
I'll take one. The marketing practice of creating a name, symbol, or design that identifies and differentiates a product from other products.
And branding is everything. That's why I asked you to read, because obviously.
I believe we did some of the designs last week.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
And it's so funny because I came in and I said, what am I going to talk about? You know, because I feel like I can learn so much from you just as much as I'm speaking, you know. And I said, well, you know, branding, that's pretty much what it boils down to in marketing. And I heard the professor talking about it. So I said, oh, cool. We're on the same spot. And so, director of missions, ended up, raising funds for nonprofits, connecting dots, helping the government, community services, for-profit businesses. Make a long story short, as I'm working and developing in the community, someone says, hey, you're already doing the work of a community service person, you should run for council. And I just ran for city council a few weeks ago. I didn't make the runoff. But,
At large?
no, District 2.
District 2, okay.
Which is Trading Lane, Metro Center, Bordeaux, Parkwood, that area there, North Nashville. And my point is, what does all that have to do with what I'm talking about? It's branding. Because, and I know we can talk about the dollars, but I'm going to talk about branding in regards to life. Because even though we can separate personal and business, at the end of the day, business is personal because you're the one doing it. Does that make sense? So it always boils down to life. And if you can get the idea, if you can get the principle of branding in life, you can get it to whatever you're trying to pursue in your career. Because at the end of the day, it first starts here. Okay, so I just want you guys to really understand what I'm saying on this. And so the keywords is entrepreneur.com, the definition of branding. The keywords that stuck out to me when it came to branding, which is under marketing, which is awareness, pretty much in so many words, creating awareness of something, was practice, creating, differentiates, I think that's what he said.
Differentiate.
And then products from other products. And my point is, when you're looking at who you are now, but more so as you envision who you want to become, how will any and everything you do at this point in your life help you reach that goal? Does that make sense? Any and everything you do is affiliated with your branding, which will only take you a step closer to your goal or a step back.
Yep.
Unfortunately, people are looking at you when you know it or you don't. And a lot of times when you make decisions, it's preparing you or putting you in the next, it's putting you at the next step for the next level the opportunity is going to open up. And so I really want you all to understand how branding plays a role in your life. Your life is right here, right now, because you're in class. You could be anywhere in the world right now. Happy hour, hanging out. But where are you? You are getting your education and your training in business. That, to me, is the epitome of movers and shakers. At night, I'm sure you guys have life that's going on once you get out of here. You don't know, I'm sure y'all went through it all today. But with everything going on, you still decide to get up, come to class. It's only 2 of you. But that's all national needs. It's all Middle Tennessee needs, it's all the state needs, it's all the country needs, it's all the world needs.
We lost one after the first couple weeks.
This is heavy. What you're doing is heavy stuff. You know, and it's only the strong that survive, with all due respect for the folks that drop out. You know what I mean? Some folks just can't handle it. But that's how you get through the weeds, and you find the ones that are serious and dedicated. And so that's why I'm talking to you, because you will be there. You are there. This is just part of the journey. So as you're getting there, I just want you to truly understand and master your craft, if you have not, which is the brand that you are portraying. Okay? And so, I heard the professor say a key sentence: increase the space you're already in. And again, we can put this back to life. Because again, where do you want to be? If you don't mind me asking, Rachel? Where do you want to be, Rachel? Yes, it could be a private question, but
well, I know what I want to be.
where do you want to be? Where do you see
Human
yourself?
resources manager.
Human resource manager. Let's go ahead and put that on the table.
I think Brian's gonna have a diverse answer for that question.
Brian, talk to me, sir.
Oh, God. Where do I want to be?
Let the vision fly. You know where you want to be.
I want to be in residual income.
Residual being money coming in on a consistent basis. So, you have, with all due respect,
I think Brian's most specifically referring to multi-level marketing or sales where you get residual income off other people continue to sell.
right. There's no right or wrong answer. We all have different roles to play in life. But at the end of the day, all the roles come together. We're going to use these particular categories. Human resource manager, I'm going to call it technician for them. Residual income, sales, but also a business owner. You can't have one without the other indirectly. Okay? But my point is, Rachel, you see yourself becoming a human resource manager. At this point in your life, the question becomes, how do you create the space that you are already in? Which means, how do you add value to the eyes of the people that are investing in you, wanting to hire you, wanting to give you a chance, which in business terms is your market. But in your terms, the people that want to buy and invest in you would be those companies, which at the end of the day, they both pertain to life. So the question becomes, how do you create value? How do you differentiate yourself as a product, with all due respect to the word product? But we're all products. Right? That makes sense. We're all commodities. That makes sense. Then you have to understand, in a competitive market where there's so many HR managers already out there, and there's so many individuals aspiring to become an HR manager, how do you differentiate yourself from those other individuals so that you can create value and increase your space so that you can reach your goal? Same thing with you, Brian. How do you differentiate yourself from the other individuals that may be selling the same product as you? Now, obviously, I feel that in multi-level marketing, it's about your network, your personal network. That's your immediate money. Who do you know in your immediate network that you can sell this product or service to, while figuring out how to create a marketing system to get people that you don't know. But the first thing for your marketing and your immediate money is the people that you know. So it's very important when you go to your immediate network that you come with one product, no more than two, where they can take that seriously and invest. Because a lot of times, one may find themselves with various products, and then I can take you serious as Brian, but I can say, oh, every time I see Brian, he got a new product he's trying to sell me. Does that make sense? No, and that's not a negative thing, but when you're in multi-level marketing, you have to find the product that represents who you are, and not necessarily the money that you can make, because again, it all falls back down to branding, if that makes sense. But with that being said, either way you look at it, when you're creating your space, you need to know and understand, one, that it is competitive. Understand and know that. Once you understand that it's competitive, you have to understand, well, what makes me stand out more than the other individual. Which, at the end of the day, it takes, one of our practices, sitting down, taking time to really look at your skills, really look at your craft, really look at where you want to be, and every day you wake up, you are taking one step closer to where you want to become. So, for example, Donovan Hilton wants to be ultimately a business owner. But as I'm working closer to that, everything that I do has to take me toward that goal. Everything. So right now, I was invited down by Ms. Terry McCall, who is the current Director of Career Services. And my current employment is I am a community relations specialist for a staffing company called Express Employment Professionals. And so as I'm in the business, ultimately, of developing and re-energizing low-income communities, that is something that's that is bringing value to me, because I can say, not only was I director of an educational institution as far as admissions, but I'm also now a director of community relations for an employment company, if that makes sense. So that does, in one way, take me one step closer to my goal of being a business owner that transforms low-income communities. And then I decided to say, okay, well, look, I'm going to run for councilman of the 2nd District. Because one, I'm already doing the work. But at the same time, if I win or lose, it's going to get my name out there. And that's exactly what happened. And so now, when you look at Donovan Hilton, you're thinking of, not because I'm saying anything, it's just because you're looking at me. This guy came out here with $14 in his pocket. Now he went, worked at a college. Now he's working with a staffing company. He's also running for councilman. More so, you're also looking at my personal life. As much as I try my best, I'm always looking at serving my wife and my kids. Okay? And so again, all of that is boiled down to branding in so many words. And so, not to give you a right or wrong answer, these are just things that I want you to think about and listen to the professor about, because he's already on it. You guys are already talking about it. Like, I didn't have to come in here. You guys are already on it, but it's ironic, you know? So you're already in good hands. And so when you're thinking about what you're doing in life, how is this going to differentiate me from the others out there that are doing that? So is it best for me to go to the club, or is it best for me to go to class? Is it best for me to hang out with these folks over here, even though they're good people? Or is it best for me to be on this side of town, you know, doing this? Is it better for me? Is it better for me to, for example, I'll say this, and it's only, I'm not going to word it. Branding is everything. It could be the car that you drive, you know, and I have a, and I'm not going to wood, because please believe we're all surviving out here. Please believe that. But I have a 2004 Cadillac DeVille. I'm not going to wood because I could get an accident tomorrow, and next thing I got a car. But, you know, I'm not saying that, but I have a 2004 Cadillac DeVille. And so if I'm going in a particular direction and a vision of where I want to be, and I'm dressed a certain way, I'm driving a certain way, I mean, I have a dime in my pocket, but it's the image. Some people call branding like logo design, websites, all image. But it's the image